Good day, everyone. Welcome to day 6 of TryHackMe's Advent of Cyber event for the year of 2023. My name is Accidental Rebel, and I am one of the content engineers here at TryHackMe. For today, we'll be going through the 6th challenge, and the title of this room is called Memories of Christmas Past. Okay. A lot has already happened over the past few days, and here is our story so far. Throughout the merger, we have detected some worrying coding practices from the South Pole elves. To ensure their code is up to our standards, some frostlings from the South Pole will undergo a quick training session about memory corruption vulnerabilities. All courtesy, of course, by the B team, headed by our adorable team leader, Mac Honeybell. Welcome to the training. The only thing that you need to do is to click on the Start Machine button on the top right of the task, which you could do so here. Once this has finished counting down, this link right here, which is the direct link, will be updated with the correct IP. Right? So we just have to wait for this one to finish. Now it's done. You could see that the IP is now available, and this link has been automatically updated. You can now click on this one, and it will take you to the page that we need. There you go. And it says here, press space to continue. To finish the game, all you need to do is to get a star to put upon your Christmas tree. After you get the star, just interact with the Christmas tree, and that's it. Simple enough. You are free to buy as many additional ornaments as you can carry to customize your tree. Okay, so our goal is very simple. We just need to buy the star so we could put it over here. So let's use our arrow keys to move around. Okay, very simple. And this is our this is Van Frosty. He is selling all of the items that we want. And it says here, okay, there are a couple of items that we can buy and put on our Christmas tree. But the one thing that we need to finish the game is the star. And it's around $10,000, or I think 10,000 gold coins. We don't have enough money yet to buy this one. So for now, let's just close the screen for now. Another character that we have here is called Von Holly. And he says, "Howdy, cat or mouse. I can change your name for 1 coin per character." Okay, so per character. Sounds like fun. Let's do it. Okay, since we only have 1 coin, we could only change our name to just 1 character. And let's just change it to K. If you press enter, there you go. Enjoy your new name. And now our name is now K. Thanks. How do you even change names anyway? I work in identity management, you know. All right, let's go back to our text and go through this one. Before the training even starts, Von Jolly approaches McHannibal and says that they've been observing some weird behaviors while playing the game. They think the ghost of Christmas past is haunting it. McHannibal asks them to reproduce what they saw. Van Jolly boots up the game and does the following, which we are free to replicate. So the first step is to use the computer until we get 13 coins. Easy enough. And then we ask Von Holly to change our name to Scrooge Rocks with an exclamation point. And then suddenly, after doing this, we now have 33 coins out of nowhere. Interesting. We can try this bug out. First, let's go to our computer, do online freelancing jobs to get 1 coin every spacebar. 11, 12, and then 13. Now we have 13 gold coins. And then we could go to Van Holly. Howdy K. Okay, that was our name before, which is just one character. I can change your name for 1 coin per character. Sounds like fun. Let's do it. All right. So it says we could change our name to Scrooge Rocks with an exclamation point. And if we press enter, there you go. Enjoy your new name. There you go. On the top right, we can now see that instead of losing 13 coins because we paid Von Holly for the name change, for some reason, our gold coins has increased to 33. Now that's definitely a bug. But our name was successfully changed to Scrooge Rocks. What could be happening? If we continue on to the text, it says, Von Jolly explains that when we change our name to anything large enough, the game goes nuts. Sometimes you'll get random items in your inventory, or your coins just disappear. Even the dialogues can stop working and show random gibberish. This must surely be the work of magic. Or ghosts. And Mac Honeybell doesn't look convinced. Of course, she's a very technical person. Why would she be? Why would she think that it's magic or ghosts? After some thinking, she seems to know what this is all about. And it's all about memory corruption. Remember that whenever we execute a program, any program, and even this game included, all data will be processed somehow through the computer's RAM, or random access memory. In this video game, your coin count, inventory, position, movement speed, and direction are all stored somewhere in the memory and updated as needed as the game goes on. And you could see that exemplified on this image right here. Usually, each variable stored in memory can only be manipulated in specific ways as the developers intended. For example, you should only be able to modify your coins by working on the PC or by spending money either in the store or by changing your name. In a well-programmed game, you shouldn't be able to influence your coins in any other way. So basically, the reason why it changed to 33 is because there was something that changed it unintentionally, or something, or in a way that developers did not intend. But what happens if we can indirectly change the contents of the memory space that holds the coin count? What if the game had a flaw that allows you to overwrite pieces of memory you are not supposed to? Memory corruption vulnerabilities will allow you to do that and much more. Honeybell says that the debugger will be needed to check the memory contents while the game runs. Upon hearing that, Van Sprickle says that, thankfully enough, they programmed a debug panel into the game that does exactly that. This will make it easy for us. And simply put, to be able to access the debug panel, we can just press the tab button in the game. And we could try that out by going back to the game and pressing tab. Okay. And here on the upper right, we could see that this is the debug panel for the memory of the game. If you press tab again, it will cycle to the next mode, and then another tab to close it. So we can just press tab, 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 and so on. If we go back here, the first tab is the ASCII view. These are the memory contents that will be shown in ASCII encoding. It is very useful when trying to read data stored as strings. The next one, which is the second one, is the hex view. This is where the memory contents, the same memory contents, are shown, but this time in hex or hexadecimal format. This is useful for cases where the data you are trying to monitor is a raw number or other data that can't be represented as ASCII strings. So here's a side-by-side of that one. You could see here in our representation of memory, on the very first cell, let me make that bigger. Okay, in the very first cell is the character capital C. This is the very first character of our player name, or this is the first character name that we had, which is cat or mouse. That was our first name. The first character of that one is capital C. And if we switch to the hex view, it corresponds to the specific hexadecimal value for that character. Let's continue and start investigating the Scrooge Rocks case. What was happening there? Well, so it says here, so we've already done this. It says here to restart the game, to refresh the website, and then to open our debug panel. And then MacHannibal wants us to focus our attention to the coins variable, which we already did, which is this one. Every time that we do any change, that we change our amount of coins, this value would be updated as well. And of course, anytime that we change any other value in the game, like for example, the player name, those values will be reflected here. MacHannibal points out that right before the coins memory space, we have the player name. She notes that the player name variable only has room to accommodate 12 bytes of information. And we were able to confirm that, right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? So there's only 12 locations or 12 values that we can put for the player name. So now, why does that matter? Because if you try to change your name to Scrooge Rocks, which is 13 characters long, which amounts to 13 bytes, that means the 13th byte will overflow to this location right here. So, to prove this point, MacHannibal proposes replicating the same experiment, but this time we will get 13 coins and change our names to AAAA, BBBB, CCCCX. So we could do that by restarting the game. Just to refresh the game, go back, earn money, 13, right? And then it says, let's change the name to AAAA, BBBB, CCCC, and then 1X. And then we press enter. We now have a new name, right? And if we open this, AAA, BBB, CCC, and then X. And X corresponds to 7, 8 hex. 7, 8 hex. Oh, no, I'm looking at 7, 8 hex, which is 120 decimal, which of course we now have 120 decimal. What we've done is a vulnerability known as buffer overflow. And this can be used to corrupt memory right next to the vulnerable variable. Buffer overflows occur in some languages, mostly C and C++, where the variable's boundaries aren't strict. If programmers don't check the boundaries themselves, it's possible to abuse a variable to read or write memory beyond the space initially reserved for it. Our game is written in C++. Now let's move on to strings. By now, the Frostlings look baffled. It never occurred to them that they should check the size of a variable before writing to it. Van Twinkle has another question. When the game started, the main character's name was cat or mouse, which only uses 10 characters, which makes sense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How does the game know the length of a string if a no boundary checks are performed in the variable? To explain this, McHannibal asks us to do the following. Restart the game, get at least 3 coins, and then change your name to Elf. So upon restarting a game, let's go back to the very start. Here is our game. Okay, let's go get 3 coins. Let's open our debug panel, and then let's change our name to Elf. Then return. Okay, there you go. Enjoy your new name. As you can see here, our name is now Elf. But if we look at our debug panel, we could see something very interesting. Our player name is now ELF, followed by a 0, followed by our mouse. And you would notice that the our mouse was the characters from our previous name, which is cat or mouse. This actually was not overwritten. Only the 3 characters was written to this section right here, and it was followed by a 0 right here. When strings are written into the memory, each character is written in order, taking 1 byte each, ELF. A null character represented in our game by a red 0 is also added or concatenated at the end of the string. In a string, a null character just specifies that this is the end of the string, right? So if we see this one, and if the program reads the memory location from here, it will go get the first character, the second character, the third character, and then stops when it sees a null character. And that is how it determines the end of the string. When reading a variable as a string, the game will stop at the first null character it finds. This allows programmers to store smaller strings into variables with larger capacities. So you could have a capacity of like 100 if you want, and you could just set it to just Elf. Just use up 3 characters, right? That can be done. To better explain this, McHannibal proposes a second experiment on the strings. Let's get 16 coins, rename yourself to, we've already done this. Yeah, okay, rename yourself to that one. Now your memory layout should look like this. So let's try that one again, just so we could show it. How many did it say? 16? It should be like a... Oh, you could hold... you could hold the space bar. I'm sorry. You could hold the space bar. There you go. PC is broken. Oh no! We broke the PC! Oh, we could only get around 16, I think. Yeah, sorry about that. Alright, let's just continue our experiment for now. Let's press space, and then let's change our name to AAAA, BBBB, CCCC, BBBB. Press enter. And now, our new name is AAA, BBB, CCC, and DDDD. And we could now look back at our debug panel, and we could see that yes, that is our name. But what's very interesting here that I did not cover before is that even if this memory location was allotted for coins, the player name can still read everything up until it reaches the 0, right? So imagine it's like, so it's AABBCCC. Instead of stopping here, it just continues on. It just continues on the value over this section right here until it reaches the null value. Now, and another side effect of this one is that since we have overwritten our coins with the value of this one, it now changed our coin values to a high number, right? And another side effect is that since this one is a 0, which is the first shopkeeper name, if we go talk to our shopkeeper, it's now empty. Because when the game tried to get the name of the shopkeeper, it first looked at this variable, and the very first thing it saw was like a 0, was a null, and it says, okay, I'm done. And it just displayed a blank because it thought that the value that it got was just an empty string. Even though that there is more characters after the 0, it did not get it because it's already done. Since C++ doesn't check variable boundaries, it reads your name from the start of the player name variable to the first null byte it finds. That's why your name is now 16 characters long, even though the player name variable should only fit 12 bytes. Part of your name now overlaps the coins variable, so if you spend some money in the shop, your visible name will also change. Buy some items and see what happens. Oh, that's so cool. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So that means our name will change if we buy a red ball. Let's close that for now. If we buy a red ball from empty string shopkeeper, we could type number 1, press enter. We now have 2 of these. Let's buy one more. Let's say green ball. Now we bought stuff. Our value of coins has decreased, and now we could see that the coins has changed, and our name is now 5. It's now AABBCC and 5 DDDD. It's not DDDD anymore. It now has changed, and we can confirm that if we talk to Von Holly. It says, yeah, howdy, AABBCC 5 DDDD. So your name has changed because you changed. Our name has changed because the coins value has changed. And that is very cool. Very cool. I like this. Now let's go back. Okay. Van Twinkle mistyped the name during the previous experiment and ended up with this one. Okay, so instead of A, B, C, D, it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G. They then noticed that they had 119, this amount of coins in the upper right corner, shown as the following in the debug panel. And out of curiosity, they used the online tool that converts hexadecimal to decimal numbers to check if the number from the debug panel matched their coin count. To their surprise, the numbers were different. So let's try that. 44, 45, 46, 47, and then we convert it. It says it's 114 something. McHannibal explains why. She says that integers in C++ are stored in a very particular way in memory. First, integers have a fixed memory space of 4 bytes. As we've seen here, it's just 4 bytes, or 4 memory locations, as seen in the debug panel. Secondly, an integer's bytes are stored in reversed order in most desktop machines. This is known as the little endian byte order. So what is actually happening is that when you want to retrieve the value of an integer variable, in this case the coins variable, instead of getting it from the left-hand side, it actually gets it in reverse. So in this case, in our game's case, instead of 44, 45, 46, and 47, what it actually gets is the reverse, which is 47, 46, 45, and 44. And if we type that in, here it's 47, 46, 45, and 44. we could see that, yeah, the decimal number actually corresponds to this one. And that explains that. Now, winning the game. McHannibal is about to wrap up the lesson and call it a day. But first, she explains how an attacker could now overwrite any value to the coin's variable and have enough to buy the star and finish the game. We could do that now. Upon hearing this, McGreedy starts laughing maniacally and tells McHannibal they rigged the game so nobody could win. Hannibal is more than welcome to try and purchase the star, McGreedy says. Confused, McHannibal does some quick calculation and concludes she should be able to get enough coins. She looks at you and asks you to show how the vulnerability can be exploited. You notice that she looks a little doubtful, but still, it's now up to you to win the game. Can you get a star in your inventory and prove McGreedy wrong? Let's try that. So we now have enough money. We have enough money to buy the star, which is around 10,000. Yeah, so if we want to buy that one, we need to specify the IT letter D, right? IT letter D and press enter. And says, hey, you're not supposed to have that kind of money. I earned each coin fair and square-ish. Now give me my star. The game is supposed to be unwinnable, you know? Here, I'll cut you a deal. I'll give you a much cooler item for the same price. Okay, so instead of giving us the star, he gave us this item right here, which is the Antarctic Crafts logo. Oh, I'm not sure what it is. We can't click on it. We don't know what it is. But so how do we be able to buy that one? Let's try that again. D, yeah, it just goes the same way. All right, and he still has given me that one. Okay, so that means there is no way for us to get the star as intended. But remember, we know how to do buffer overflow, which means we can be able to use that to get the star that we need. And how do we do that? Well, we can open our debug panel, and we could see here that aside from the player name, aside from the coins, shopkeep name, namer name, we have something here that is inv items. And I think this pertains to inventory items, right? And we could confirm that by the values that are listed in this memory location right here. Right now it says 1EE, and would you know it? These are 3 characters, which corresponds to 3 items in our inventory. Remember, this one actually has an ID of 1. And these ones, interesting, they might be the value of E. And if we look at the store, there is no E over here. Interesting. We can further confirm this, like if we buy, let's say, a green ball of number 2, and press enter, we've purchased the green ball and we could see it in our inventory here. And now, if we would look at our debug, we could see that, there you go. We have 1 in ID 1, ID E again, and ID 2. This means that the IDs are actually placed in the bytes under inventory items memory location. Then that means we could just use the memory buffer overflow. So let's open our debug window while we are entering our name. What we want is we want to overwrite our name. Maybe for our name, let's write 12 A's 4 Bs, 12 Cs, 12 Ds. Oh, and then there's an extra memory location over here, which is Ds, 4 Es, and then we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We complete up until here. So let's do that. So A, right? We need to be 12 A's. 1, 2, 3, oh, again. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. These will be placed here in the player name. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, which is all the B's will be placed here in the coins. And the shopkeep name should be 12 C's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then 12 D's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then 4 E's for this extra memory location. E, 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 E. And then we could just fill that up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then A, B, C, D, E, F. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, we can only buy up until F. There's no G in hexadecimal, right? It only goes from to F. So maybe just 0 for the last one. So if you press enter, all of those values are now written to the memory location. And look at that. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's no A, B, C, D, E, F. And then 0. So there's nothing over here, but it's already in our inventory. That's very interesting. It's already in our inventory. All right. I wonder if, even though it doesn't have what do you call this, an image, I wonder if we could still complete the game because it's already in our inventory. The ID is already there. Press it. Still don't have the star. Ooh, we definitely have that. Oh, no. Okay, so yeah, it's capital. That's why we should have used lowercase. Don't make that mistake. All right. Let's do that again. All right, that was embarrassing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A, B, C, D, E, F. So remember, kids, it's supposed to be smaller, lowercase, because in the store it's actually lowercase. If you do that, there you go. We had everything. We have everything. That's cool. That means we could go to the tree, and then we're done. Oh wait, what did I do? There you go. There's everything. All of our Christmas ornaments are in the tree, and everyone is very happy, including Frostro right here. There we go. We managed to buy the star, even though McGreedy has rigged the game. We were still able to do it thanks to memory buffer overflow. There you go. So now we were now able to finish the game. We can now finally answer the questions below. And the first question is, if the coins variable had the in-memory value in the image below, how many coins would you have in-game? It says 4F4F5053, but remember, it's little endian architecture, so it needs to be reversed. So we try it 5350 4F4F 4F4F, and then convert it. It's supposed to be this value right here. We just copy that one, and then boom. What is the value of the final flag? Wait, there was a final flag? Was there? Oh, there you go. You got the star. Thanks for getting me ready for Christmas. Here's your flag. All right. THM. Oh, we can't copy it. Mac Honeybell is the real star. Okay. THM. Mac Honeybell is the real star. Of course she is. We have only explored the surface of buffer overflow in this task. Buffer overflows are the basis of many public exploits and can even be used to gain complete control of a machine. This is very true. And if you want to explore this subject more in depth, feel free to check the buffer overflows room, which you could click over here. We can complete that. And then Van Jolly still thinks the ghost of Christmas Past is in the game. She says she has seen it with her own eyes. She thinks the ghost is hiding in a glitch. Whatever that means. What could she have seen? Well, this is something for you guys to find out. So there you have it. I hope you guys enjoyed this room because I definitely did. I also hope that you learned a lot about buffer overflows and how it can be exploited. Of course, this is just day 6, and there are a lot more challenges to come in the future. Be sure to come back again tomorrow for a new one. Thank you very much for joining me on this adventure, and yeah, see you soon.